Poppin' everyone, I'm Don Ferguson and welcome back to the Teak Life Basement Bar for another episode of something new. Before we get to trying and tasting, be sure to check out our digital media partner, Tequila and Spirits Magazine, where you can get a free magazine subscription to your email. And you know you're on social media, unless you're one of the ones who isn't. Like everybody's on social media, but check out #FindTheBird on Instagram. I got the tasting mat. Look at that nice burlap. Isn't that beautiful? It's nothing but luxury and high elegance here in the Teak Life Basement Bar. But what are we trying today? No, it's not tequila. See, everybody thinks all I drink is tequila. Okay, not all the time, but like 99% of the time. But we are not trying tequila today. We are trying rum, my second favorite spirit. Look at that. It's like 3D. This is like a Pee Wee Herman movie. Oh, wait a minute. Not that movie where, you know, he was busted. And never mind. Anyway, enough with Pee Wee Herman jokes. We are going to try Real McCoy 12-Year Rum. Let's get to cracking. Boom. If you are brand spanking new to the Teak Life platform, before we open this up and taste, we talk a little bit about the brand. I like to educate you, so that way you have fun facts at the bar when you're trying to pick up that 21-year-old or 18. Who am I to judge? Bam! Today we are trying the Real McCoy 12-Year Single Blended Rum. Look at that. That's a lot of words, so it better be good, right? Let's talk Real McCoy. Now, this is a molasses Barbados rum, 80 proof, and it's from the famous Foursquare Distillery. Just about anything coming out of the Foursquare Distillery is extremely good. This is a single cask rum aged in heavy charred American oak bourbon barrels for 12 years. Just think about it. Some of you watching this right now, you're not even 12 years. No shit, you should be. Don't watch this. This is a premium sipping rum. Now, I know you can probably use it in some really cool drinks like a rum old fashioned or you know, maybe a Manhattan, which I've never done before. That's opening up a world of possibilities, but they are kind of famous. But before we get to the fame behind it, no sugars, no added flavors, no artificial colors. This is just all natural. There's a lot of no other things that they don't add. Does that make sense? Well, they don't add anything but natural ingredients. So for all of you raw vegans out there that don't eat any foods with additives, you can drink again. Thank me. Before we pull the cork, I think it's a cork, could be a screw cap. I don't know. These are the surprises we get when we peel that off. But before we do all of that and taste and review it, I want to tell you a little bit about the story of the Real McCoy and how it got its name. This isn't just a bullshit name that they pulled out of thin air. William or Bill McCoy, he was an original or one of the original rum runners back in the day during the Prohibition time. So he was illegally smuggling rum into the United States. I know everybody out there has never done anything illegal. They've never driven booze across the border. Well, that's not illegal anymore. But during his times, Prohibition, it was. Now, the thing about his brand of rum, he didn't cut any corners. He didn't water it down. He didn't throw any additives. And back in those days, to kind of make more of a profit, that's what a lot of rum runners used to do. They would just kind of cut it. You know, like when you got a bag of cocaine and you cut it with some baking. Am I going too in depth for you? I've watched Scarface about 1,000 times. So you get the point. And that's where the Real McCoy became a term of authenticity. The Real McCoy. See? That breaks down the name and some of the folklore behind the brand, but I want to crack this open because rumor has it the Beverage Testing Institute gave it 94 points out of 100. So the shit must be good. Let's roll it over here and get to popping it open. Well, let's take it off. It's like taking off a condom. Man, I don't do that often. Yay! It is a cork. Woo! Pop! Look at that. Now this was aged 12 years. Holy shit. It is pouring out. And that's the thing about a molasses-based rum. You're going to get a lot of really nice aromas. I'm going to take this neck dangler off. I'm going to talk about this though, because this is actually really cool and it's very important. Great for marketing, great for branding, especially if you're looking at something on the shelf. And we do all of our reviews from a consumer point of view, so things like that are very important. As we let it breathe, it's like the 1970s with carbon monoxide, and you gotta, get your emissions tested. Whoo, it's filling up the air. But this actually is an award. Not really, but it mentions an award. And this was the Isc Rum Producer of the Year for 2016, 2017, and 2018. Richard Seal, who is the master distiller. Look at that. That is some award-winning juice right there. Bottle. Look at, okay, so it's kind of basic, and actually it reminds me very much so of another brand. What could it be? Weller. Yes, look at that. Do they not look very, very similar? Very similar. I'm just saying. A lot of bottles out there are very similar, and it's the basic ones. Weller is a really good brand of bourbon, if you didn't know. We ain't gonna go into this one, but we did do a review for it, I think. So look at the past episodes. Color. Wow, look at that. It's got a really nice rich hue to it. It's like a brand new copper penny. Everybody uses Bitcoin, so they don't know anything about pennies anymore. It's coating the glass. Oh man, the beautiful slow tears. I mean, for an 80 proof, this is going down super slow, but I mean, man, it's just so robust in the air right now. This is absolutely amazing, but it reminds me of like a nice crisp burnt orange, a nice mahogany. It's just an absolute phenomenal color. Time for the nose job. Whoo, okay. Got a lot going on in here, I'm telling you. Man, let me just, one more people. You're getting some sweet dried fruit. I'm almost getting like some raisin on the back end of it, some oak barrel tones, and those ex-bourbon barrels are really shining through. Yeah, wow, I'm getting some raisin, for sure. You're getting some nice brown sugar, like a burnt brown sugar. Hazelnut, man, that fruit is really coming through. It's fantastic. Some pecans or pecans. How do people say it? Not from Georgia. I'm not gonna take offense to it. It's kind of buttery, kind of like a nice buttery biscotti, dark chocolate. Man, that nice sugar cane. But here's what I'm not getting is a lot of alcohol vapor. So, a lot of it, if you do a really good nosing with a fantastic glass and you get some of that ethanol popping up, burning your eyeballs. None of that here, but I'm really getting that sweet fruit up front, and we're just gonna dive in to this liquid pool of intoxication and see what we're tasting. Round one. Whoo, that's fire. Oh my God. That's fire like left eye burning somebody's house down. Man, that was good. I'm not even getting into some of the things that I'm tasting right now. We're just going straight to round two because this is actually phenomenal so far. Oh, man, okay. You're getting that sweet dried fruit up front. There are no sugars in this, so it's not overly sweet. We're not going to talk about the rum brands that add sugar, and I don't get into that whole additive thing, but the one thing that I don't like added is sugar to sweeten it up. It doesn't work well in your body does not process it, and that's a lot of the things that leads to hangovers, if you didn't know that. Back to the tasting, dried fruit, oak, that barrel is really resonating. There's a tiny bit of pepper, but it's a medium body. It doesn't really linger whatsoever. It's just kind of there. It's kind of like your neighbor that you don't really want to talk to, and all they do is peer out the window anyway. You just kind of, they're there, but you don't pay it any mind, right? So it is smooth, and it's really, man, there's just so much going on. Like, you know what? Let's do round 3. 3 is the charm. Oh my God. It's like brown sugar. Like, you know, you take brown sugar, you put it in a pan with some butter, and you just kind of let it do its thing. Oh my God, it's just fantastic. You got some vanilla going on. That's probably going to be from the barrels. Some caramel, whatever. Some island baking spices. A little bit of toffee on the back end. Jesus Christ. I'm a big fan of like Brugal. I like some plantations. Zacapa. This one is definitely up there, especially for an aged rum, which happens to be my preference most of the time. You know, if somebody's out there and they're a bourbon drinker or a whiskey drinker and you want to jump into rums, this is going to have a lot of the cask notes that a whiskey or bourbon would have that would probably be entertaining to you. So this would be a nice switch. It would be great with cigars, great with foods. Oh man, this is just absolutely fantastic. We go in for number 4. I don't want to cheat myself. It just gets better after every sip. And that's how a good juice should be. Every time you sip, you just get a little bit something more. I'm getting some hints of smoke, and that's going to be from that heavy char of the barrels. I would assume that what they're doing is they're taking ex-bourbon barrels, recharring them, making them, you know, a little bit more relevant, so that way you get more of a flavor profile. But the caramel's coming through, the vanilla's coming through, hints of smoke from that, and it's extremely smooth. You know, it's like that 55-year-old guy at the bar trying to pick up a 21-year-old with those smooth lines like Billy D. Williams. That's how smooth this is. It's like walking on glass with ice skates. That's probably not smooth, right? Doing the swirl, and that means it's time. Is it Teak Life approved? Boom! Absolutely. This is a phenomenal sipper. It's a great price point. You know, it's kind of medium level as far as an aged juice. I think for the price point, it's extremely reasonable. But there's just a lot of great flavors in here. So absolutely Teak Life approved. The cool thing about it is they do have 2 other expressions, and I hope to get my hands on them sooner than later. Absolutely. They have a 3-year and they have a 5-year. And the thing about this brand, the Real McCoy Rum, they have won over 100 awards. So they're doing some really cool shit there at the Foursquare Distillery, and they have this whole folklore attached to it of being a rebel, being a patriot in my book, because they were sneaking liquor over here. That's a patriot. We are down to the almost done. That's how good it is. So that wraps up another episode of Something New in the Teak Life Basin Bar. The Real McCoy 12-year aged rum, 100% Teak Life approved. This is phenomenal. As a sipper, I can see myself sitting by the bonfire tonight and enjoying a couple glasses. Good Lord. If you want to see what's coming up on future episodes of Something New on the Teak Life YouTube channel, be sure to follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We always show what's coming up next. Also, if you're a brand owner and want your brand right here for an amazing episode that the world gets to see and talk about, hit us up at that email, teaklife@gmail.com. Send us some swag. I'll wear it. Oh, I don't really care, obviously. Life's too short to drink bad liquor, people. Choose wisely. That's why I'm going to take this rum and make a rum daiquiri, minus all the other ingredients. So I'm just drinking rum. We'll see you on the next episode.